What up? What's up? What's up, Mike? Check. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys had a great week. Welcome back to the weekly stream here, the build stream at Virulay Tech. What's up, GP Stuntman? Yeah, today we're gonna do just a little, um, kind of just like we're always doing like some high-end builds, some crazy stuff, and we just want to showcase like some of the more affordable, maybe entry level or mid-range stuff. Not me, Hector. I can see you up there too. What's up? What's up? Um, yeah. So yeah, we just want to showcase some more affordable builds here, and showcase the versatility, I guess, of our builds here. You can do with gaming PCs, the enthusiast level stuff, and we got a ton of these like older gen parts here in the office. So um, we do have a lot of them posted as like ready to ships. Um, we also have a lot of ready to ships that have like new parts and all the new gen stuff and high end stuff. But we also have some of this entry level stuff. Um, we're doing like a ton of sales for Black Friday, all that good stuff for the holidays coming up. So yeah, just wanted to showcase what's available besides the high end stuff that we're always doing on stream. Um, Also, we also do like new stuff that's not even out yet and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what we're doing today. It's gonna be a Vetroo case. We have a ton of these cases left. I don't even think they even manufacture this case anymore, but we have a ton of them in stock. This one's a white one. It's the Vetroo M01. It's a M-ATX case. It doesn't fit a full ATX board, um, but it does fit M-ATX, which is widely available, kind of like this one here, an A320. So it's kind of a little bit lower end board too. Um, 3060, so kind of some old gen stuff, 5600. With AMD CPUs, it's like these are kind of never old gen, even though they are technically old gen, but they still manufacture these things. So 5600 here, some G-Skill DDR4. Um, so yeah, that's what we're doing today, and let's get started here. So a build like this would go for like 900 maybe, a little bit more affordable. This is an Asus Prime A320 MK. So it's just a simple board. I don't think it has RGB headers, so we'll use the controller that the fans come with. Let me send the link for stream. I know my friend wanted to watch. Sorry, y'all. Chewing this gum like a cow. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to send the link to a friend to watch the stream as well. Alrighty. And 5600X, great CPU, probably greatest of all time, really, honestly. Very affordable, does everything you need to do with gaming. I would say even nowadays you can get away with playing really some of the higher end titles off of 5600X with no problem. Easy, AM4, so easy to work with, just that one lever, pop it in, no bent pins, slides right in, pop the lever back down. So smooth, so easy, like butter. And we got the G-Skill Trident Z ARGB. This is going to be at 3600 and 8 gigs right here. So, oh no, 16 gigs actually. And another one, 16 gigs. This is actually a pair. Come together in the packaging, and boom. And then, oh yeah, we need the standoff stuff for the. Oh, I don't have one. Did it come with the board here? Well, interesting. I need to go grab just a standoff for the NVMe here. It slides in, goes on a standoff, and you just screw it in. I'm actually gonna go grab a little Q latch, if anything. I'll be right back, y'all. If I have one here, no. All right. These are the tiny little things, y'all. Just a tiny little standoff. It didn't come with the board. I don't know why. But got that now. Just gonna screw that on there. I did get the Q latch, but this is a different one. I don't know how this one works. Maybe it just pops into the actual like ROG boards. I know you can like interchange them sometimes, but that one didn't work. So we'll see that on the side. And now we'll pop in the NVMe. It's got a 256 gig. This is my test one, so nothing crazy about that. Yeah, just got the standoff there. Usually comes with the board. You get like 2 of them. Didn't come with this board for some reason. Maybe they left it out in manufacturing. And then just a screw to keep it locked in there. Cool. And this board, you only get one M.2 slot there. It's just a very simple board. Only 4 pins for the CPU power header there. Yeah, just a very simple rudimentary board. So, all right. I like taking it off too. All right, let's unbox the things here. Oh, yeah, you do get a giant 200 mil fan in here. Forget about that. Pretty neat with that giant fan there. So if you were to purchase this case, I mean, you do get a little hook up there. Your front basically taken care of. It's not bad actually. The amount of airflow you get from that 200 mil fan. And then this door just hinges. Pretty cool magnet. And then you can just take it off like that to work on the inside. I don't know why this didn't continue this case. It's pretty good with airflow and stuff. Right. Gonna change the standoff here. Just gonna change one standoff for this motherboard. Comes pre-configured for like the weird like M8TX style. I guess standard M8TX style of like standoff layout. This is kind of like the weird one that the board actually is configured in. All right. Get that motherboard in there. Okay. Oh, you know what? I actually forgot to put the CPU cooler on. So just standard AMD Wraith cooler ships with I don't know if they ship them anymore with the CPU. They used to ship with like the lower end CPUs, and then you'd get that Wraith Prism with the higher end CPUs. But I think that was only with the 3000 series, and then I think a little bit into the 5000 series, and then they stopped it. I'm not sure if they still do anymore with the newer. Which is weird too. I know the Prism incorporates using these lever things, this mounting solution that AMD ships with. But their lower end one doesn't. So the Prism does, but not this one. The Wraith Prism, not the regular Wraith. Right. I can just tuck this cable in, make it look neat. So yeah, it's very simple cooling. There's gonna be a lot of airflow, so I mean this cooler is gonna be sufficient for a 5600X. Hit me, baby, one more time. We should play music, huh? We used to put like lo-fi. And we used to stream, you know where like Angie's office is now? We used to stream in there. We used to play lo-fi. Lo-fi. And just 6 standoffs here, 6 screws for this motherboard. It's crazy how that Prime board, this is a Prime board as well. The Prime Z790, though, is what I'm talking about. That one also uses 6 standoffs, but it's much bigger than this. But still, I mean, it's technically a full ATX board, but it's slightly slimmer than an actual full ATX board. But they still incorporate 6 standoff screws. Huh? I mean, even some of the other type of M8TX boards use 6 standoffs. One of them is just offset, like that one I just changed before putting this board in. And I think ITX is the only one that uses just 4. And really a full ATX uses 9. So unless we're talking about the prime ones. All right. That was easy. Very simple, very easy build today. Nothing crazy. Front I/O here, you're gonna get 3 USB A's, 2 that are gonna be USB 2.0, and 1 that's gonna be USB 3.0. Everything is kind of cable managed for you with this channel here. They added 2 brackets that are kind of like double-sided tape down here, so you can switch them around if you need. Got HD audio. That's like every case basically. And then the USB 2.0. 3.0. You do get this like button here where you can change the RGB, but this has always kind of been a bizarre thing about this case is that I never could figure out. It doesn't come on the motherboard, so I think it's supposed to like ship with a controller maybe or something like that, and maybe that's dated and doesn't exist anymore, or I'm not too sure. So I just tuck that one away, and then I go in with the power button and all that good stuff. All right. All right. And we can get the fans in now, I guess. Yeah, very simple, very easy to do these builds. I mean, these builds are so tiny and the parts are very simplistic, nothing too crazy. Cable management is probably the longest. Cable management is always the longest. So we got some Vetroo fans to match the case. White Vetroo fans, it's just their regular ARGB 120 Vetroo fans. No specific name there. I guess that's the name for them. So that will match the nice color match for the case there. We'll probably use this hub too. Color match with the case and brand matching, manufacturer matching as well. The color on these are pretty good too. No really dark spots, crop spots, whatever you want to call it. Not so bad. I'm not too much of a fan of how the daisy chaining and all this stuff looks. It kind of looks ugly. Try to do my best to make it look neat. We'll go with one on the back side. What's up? Can't even say that name. Radilero. Is that like the double L in like Spanish that you really pronounce like differently? How do you say that? How would you say that name, Jerry? Radilero? Radiro? How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping in, Radio, nonetheless. I don't know how to say your name, but thanks. Oh my god. Can't get this in. Radio. Oh, did I put it wrong? Oh my god. All right. I am foolish. I always hate doing fans on the top. All right. I mean, it's basically already done. Those Vetroo fans are pretty nice, but just don't like the daisy chaining, cable management stuff. The daisy chaining is nice, it just doesn't look nice. Get a little remote with the controller. You can change your RGB because there is no RGB header on this board. And then this is the controller. SATA powered. It could go to the motherboard as well, but won't be needing that part of it. I can just leave it in and then zip tie it. All right. Actually don't need a daisy chain that we're putting into the controller. That's cool. Ah, there's this thing that happens where with their own controllers that they provide, so foolish, doesn't go in all the way because the housing of the controller blocks the RGB header. So ridiculous. There's that one. And there's that one. Okay, let's gotta angle it. I'm just gonna just very quickly, ugly, rudimentary cable management. All right. Okay, that's just to hold it up. All right, and it's magnetic. I would like to have like double-sided tape, but that's fine. Okay, let's get this power supply in. Today we got an EVGA 650 watt power supply, 80 plus rated. You always got to go with a rated power supply nowadays. 80 plus anything, gold, silver, bronze, anything works, I would say. I mean, if you really want to get technical into things, having like the new cybernetics rating and maybe an 80 plus gold, that's going to be like the best type of power supply. I think cybernetics is more important really because the 80 plus is kind of outdated. But for the most part, and for a really long time, 80 plus has been the rating industry standard. And from experience, I mean, those are great. 80 plus don't really have any issues. Now, if you're using like an unrated, that's gonna be really bad. But haven't had any issues with like an 80 plus anything, bronze, whatever, right? And I mean, I even had problems with a cybernetic rated power supply, so you really can't say with these, but for the most part, 80 plus cybernetics. To be fair, I only had an issue with a cybernetics like once. It was like a Corsair one, but I swear by Corsair's power supplies anyway, so that's not a knock on Corsair. Gonna stuff some of these power supply cables here. Molex, we actually used that. The front fan is powered by Molex. You can't change the RGB on it or anything. Kind of unfortunate for that front fan to be that way. I know that Fractal does a 200 millimeter fan as well in one of their cases, and that one's just the ARGB header, 3-pin 5-volt regular fan power header. So I wish that Vetroo would have done that with this um, fan as well in this case, but unfortunately not. That would be nice. I mean, it still works. It's perfectly fine if you don't really care about changing that RGB color. There are some ways to get a controller for Molex anyway. It's just a little bit more complicated. That's another controller in your case and more work and stuff for somebody that's building. But I mean, it still is possible, but it's not like as controllable as um, like a real controller or like through the motherboard software settings. Right, and then we're gonna go with the CPU power header here, just a 4-pin power header. It's all connected, and then get that GPU in there. And today we just got a 3060, so nothing crazy. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, this is going to be more of like an older gen type of build. We got a bunch of these parts laying around in the office here, and there's really nothing wrong with that. You know, like nowadays, if you want to go with something more affordable and you want to kind of slim down, going with older gen parts are totally reasonable. Actually, smart move in some cases. Like I still have a 5800X 3D, and I have the capability of upgrading to a new CPU and maybe even GPU. I mean, I have a 4070 Ti, so maybe not GPU because that's still worth it having that. Not dated yet, but I mean the 5800 XTD, you could say it's dated, but it's still great. And I have the capability of upgrading and I don't, so the old parts are still good. 3060 still going hard. I mean, if the thing about a 3060 is you'll probably be paying for the same price as a 4060 if you're gonna buy new, so I wouldn't recommend buying new, but you can definitely snatch one for, I mean, half the price of MSRP in great condition off of eBay or something like that. And I don't know, we don't probably have it in our configurator on our website, but you can always like request one from us, get a quote or something. And I know that we do have a couple older gen parts in like our ready to ship section. So you can definitely find it with us too if you wanted to go with us. And this one's a record time too. I know I built one recently that was super fast, and that one was a high-end one. I think the one with the Lee fans or the Corsair fans. It was like thinking that Evo case or something. That Lambo one. I think I did one even faster, but this one's fast too. I mean, that comes with experience, but also like these lower end ones, I mean, even the higher end ones, just depends on how much cable management really there is. All the screwing stuff in is about the same time in each case. Cable management is what really takes the most time. And I mean, the cable management is abysmal. So, I'm not even gonna try to brag about that. I just did it really quickly to get everything plugged in so we can just get it fired up. Well, yeah, really easy, really simple. You can actually go with the vertical mount on this case as well. They provide this bracket here, so that's really cool that Vetroo incorporated that. You can technically go vertical mount on any case nowadays if you buy like a kit that like Cooler Master sells. I know other manufacturers sell them too. You can even find like an off-brand on Amazon or something. But I mean, having it incorporated into your case already makes it that much more easier. You don't have to buy another part. But yeah, 5600 with a 3060. Pay for a premium for new stuff that isn't much faster than the last gen stuff gets less and less worthwhile. Yeah, exactly. It's just the 90s or 2000s anymore. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. I mean, how much actually the 14900s were faster than the new Core Ultra 9s, right? You get more stability and stuff because of the whole debacle with the 14900. But if we go to like 12900, 13900, 14900, the 12900 was perfectly fine. The 149 was not that much faster, and you could have saved a lot of money going with a 129. So I would still recommend getting a 129 if you get your hand on one of those, brand new or used. 12 nines were great. Yeah, the bump up. I mean, like right now, the 7800X3D is a great CPU from AMD, probably the best CPU out. And the 9800X3D kind of beats it, but only by like 10%. What's really like you're gonna spend another $400 if you had the 78 to upgrade to the 98? I doubt it, right? Some people are really crazy about those numbers and they would want that 10%. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just recently updated my laptop too with an SSD. I actually upgraded my PS4 with an SSD as well. It had like one of those small like hard drives, like the 2.5 disc hard drives, but I put in a 2.5 disc SSD. Don't even need that. I upgraded my PS5 as well with an NVMe. So yeah, I mean all types of electronics you can really push it a little bit further with just a little tiny upgrade. And then it doesn't have to be like a super high-end crazy upgrade. So yeah, yeah. You guys want to see this fired up or what? I mean, really simple build here. 5600X. I think 5600X is really still not even that old. Um, yeah, technically there's 7000 series and 9000 series. They kind of skipped over 8, but 5600X is still great. 3060, all right, we can say that that's kind of old. Um, the board is an A320, could have gone with an A520. Cooler, I mean, 5600X doesn't need a crazy new gen cooler, pump, all this stuff, simple air coolers, perfectly fine. You got one giant intake 200 mil fan there, you got two 120s and another 120 in the back. You got a lot of airflow in here, and then that little tiny fan right there anyways on that cooler. So you got a ton of airflow here, and I mean, it really doesn't feel dated. It doesn't look dated. I mean, right? You look at any PC nowadays, you're gonna see the RGB lights, and that's gonna pop out at you anyways. So it's not gonna feel look dated anyways. It's only gonna look dated with. Trying to look for this cable to turn it on. It's only gonna look dated when you have like those really old looking, right, with no glass or anything like that. That's when they start looking dated. Any like gaming case is not gonna look dated nowadays. Where's that cable at? Boom. Let's slap this back on there. All right. Shift it this way. Now with the front fan, you can definitely see like the individual LEDs. And yeah, like some hot spots or dead spots or whatever. But with the other Vetroo fans, they look perfectly fine, especially when it's darker. If you might change the RGB here, we can do it with this controller. We change the RGB here, probably look better. How do I do that? Huh. And temps and FPS are optimal, exactly. Yeah, that's the most important thing nowadays. Temps and FPS. I'd rather get with like a workstation case with no lights. I don't know how to. Is it working? Is it changing? Oh, it is changing now. That looks better. Let me turn off the lights here. Oh. And again, very low end parts. I mean, at 8320, probably the most dated part in this build is the motherboard. It's an A320. It's not bad, but I mean, when you're looking at like lower end stuff and um, it doesn't hurt to get like maybe a little bit higher chipset just so you can get a little bit more performance out of it. I was just pulling whatever we had here in the office, just to showcase some of what we have like left over from older gens. And I mean, it looks great. If you're going for looks, definitely does not look dated. And you could save a couple bucks maybe going with the lower end parts. I can tell you it looks blown out on camera, but in person it looks actually better. The RGB. Let's turn that light back on. All right. And to your point again, like a 3060 compared to a 4060, again, you're gonna get the DLSS 3 instead of the 2 with a 4060 compared to a 3060, but really it's not gonna be that much better. So if you can find it cheaper than a 4060. But yeah, just wanted to showcase that for you guys. Lower end stuff, mid range stuff, like our Apollo. I know we've done a ton of times on stream, and yeah, we'll come back with maybe something more high end next week. And I appreciate you guys for stopping in all the time. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you had a good weekend, and catch us next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Friday next week, another build. And I'm out. Peace.